Hello everyone, my name is Josh and I'm a business management consultant based in Saskatchewan. And what I do is help people start, build, grow, and improve their businesses. So for startups, that's making sure everything is set up properly. And for established businesses, that's making sure they're operating optimally from an operations standpoint and a management standpoint. And if you do need help with any of those things, feel free to reach out, as I do offer a free initial consultation, and I will leave a link to book that in the video description below. But in today's video, I just wanted to cover 8 quick tips on starting a business in Saskatchewan, because I know there's not a lot of education around this topic. A lot of people want to start businesses and they don't know where to get started, or they do start a business and they make some mistakes along the way that come back to create issues for them. So I'm just going to cover those 8 quick tips here today in this video. So the first tip, the first thing to be aware of is typically registering a business, making the business official. That's done on a provincial level through the Information Services Corporation here in Saskatchewan, which is the ISC, which is our corporate registry. So if you are incorporating or even just wanting to register a business name officially, that's where you do it, is the ISC. And I will leave a link to that in the video description as well. Second tip, second thing to be aware of is you also typically need a municipal business license. So that's through the city or town that you're operating in. So that is completely separate from registering a business with the provincial corporate registry. And you'll need that when operating a business. And even sometimes if you're operating in a different city other than the one you're registered in or you're located in, you might need an out-of-town business license. So make sure you do both of those things, registering the business and getting a municipal business license, because there are penalties if you don't do those things. The next tip is be aware of GST. GST is a federal sales tax. Not all businesses need to get set up with it or collect it, but many businesses do. So just make sure you're informed about that and that you do have it set up and you're collecting properly if you need to. The next thing is PST. So that's the provincial sales tax. So that's just here in Saskatchewan. That's another thing to be aware of. Not all businesses need to get set up with a PST vendor account and collect it, but most do. So you want to do some research there just to make sure that you are set up and collecting it and remitting it appropriately if you need to do that. The next thing to be aware of is payroll. So a payroll account that is set up with the federal government through the CRA, and that's needed if you have payroll, if you have employees that you are paying. You want to make sure you get set up with that so that you can withhold federal income tax, provincial income tax, Canada pension plan, and employment income. And in order to get set up with a payroll account, you will need a federal business number, which is actually issued to you when you register or incorporate your business with the ISC. And from there, you can take that federal business number to go on the CRA website and sign up not only for payroll, but also for a GST account. The next tip is be aware of workers' compensation. Workers' compensation is issued provincially. We have a local Saskatchewan Workers' Compensation Board here that oversees that. And workers' compensation is basically workplace injury insurance, which is required for most businesses, particularly those businesses that have employees, or even oftentimes those that just have independent subcontractors. So it's another thing to look into and make sure you have set up if needed. You can run into penalties and problems if you don't have it. Another tip is look into insurance. Not every single business needs insurance. Other businesses need multiple forms of insurance. So you want to look into that, be aware of that, and make sure you have the right type of insurance for your business. The next thing is income tax. And now this is completely separate from PST and GST. Those are sales taxes. But if you're operating a business, whether that's a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a cooperative, or a corporation, you're going to have to file business taxes. Now, for unincorporated businesses like sole proprietorships and partnerships, then the income and expenses of the business just go on personal tax returns. Whereas if you are incorporated, then you have a completely separate income tax return for the corporation. So make sure you are filing those properly. That can create issues if you don't do that. And then my last tip here would be, for most businesses at least, set up a Google business profile. That's what literally puts you on the Google map. That's where you can share your hours, link to your website, where people can leave reviews for you, where you can share services and products and updates and things like that. And now the Google business profile is important, particularly for those types of businesses that want to be found, that have a physical space or facility or store that they want customers to show up to, or even if they're just serving the local community here in Saskatchewan. Having that Google business profile allows you to be better found in the province. So hopefully this video was useful. If so, please click like. And again, if you want any help with any of these types of things, This is very much what I specialize in, especially in Saskatchewan. So feel free to book in an initial consultation with myself. As I mentioned, the first consultation is free, and the link to that is in the video description below. And if you're interested in business startup and business management topics, check out my YouTube channel, as I currently, as of today, have about 200 videos that cover business management and business startup topics, and many of those are Saskatchewan specific videos as well.